Before he led UTLA, A.J. Duffy spent 2 decades as a counselor and teacher. He remembers the first day.
I walked into a classroom that had had 6 subs prior to me, that the students ruled the class. Every table and every chair was broken in some way. There was graffiti on the walls. Every book was ripped or written in.
His principal gave him 6 months to turn that classroom around.
I think if my background had been anything than a street kid from Brooklyn, I probably would have failed.
A principal once told him, "The kids know you're tough, but they also know you care about them." A.J. Duffy tapped into that tough demeanor after United Teachers Los Angeles members elected him.
We stand for equitable and fair compensation for teachers and health and human service professionals, and we stand for building a powerful union that rests upon the vitality and activity of all of our members.
Welcome to Politics or Pedagogy, an analysis of education policy and practice that affect our public schools. This is A.J. Duffy, President of United Teachers Los Angeles. Welcome to Politics or Pedagogy.
Thank you, John. Always a pleasure to be on your show.
Duffy, tell us about the event that is taking place on June 6th. Why is this important?
Our June 6th activity is a bold move. We believe it's a necessary move, and action to send a clear message to the governor and to the legislature that teachers and health and human service professionals in Los Angeles are willing to give up an hour's pay for the kids of L.A. We need to do something bold and forceful to send that message upstate that closing a $3 billion education shortfall on the backs of students, teachers, and the communities that students live in is unacceptable. And I want to be real clear. We're not just talking about $3 billion plus to education. We're also talking about $3 billion plus to health and human services, which means food programs for students, medical care for students, particularly in poorer neighborhoods where people can ill afford it. The governor's plan calls for taking money away from the disabled and the blind. And if teachers don't stand up for their students and their profession, nobody else will. We also need to overhaul legislation at the state level. We need legislation that fixes the current roller coaster way we fund public education by creating a steady, stable funding stream for our children and our children's children.
We must define ourselves not by what we are against, but by what we are for. We must define ourselves not simply by acknowledging the difficulties we face, but by embracing a vision what we can do together. Let us now, firm in our resolve, face the challenges ahead, take them on, and recraft public education the way we know it should be. That is a fight worth taking on.
I've believed in unions my whole life. Growing up in Brooklyn, you didn't have much of a choice. I have been proud and humbled by the chance to lead the second largest teacher union in the country for the past 5 years. It hasn't always been easy. Tough decisions have to be made. And when you disagree with me, and you have, you get in my face. But that's okay. A strong union is built on dialogue. It's built on democracy. It's built on dissent, but it is also built on compromise. My hope for this union going forward is that the dialogue continues, that you continue speaking up and speaking out. The officers need to hear your voices. Don't stop. But at the end of the day, we must find common ground to stand on together if we are to prevail.
I am reminded of what Abraham Lincoln said when he accepted the nomination for the U.S. Senate in 1858, knowing the dangers that were looming for our country. A house divided against itself cannot stand. My friends, I have traveled a 30-year road with many of you. We have tasted the sweet fruit of great gain and the bitter herbs of loss and defeat, but through it all, I have taken solace in the power and strength of our collective will to do what is necessary for our profession. My friends, my colleagues, we have come to the crossroads. Never before have our students needed us more.